Okay, this is part two. I was in the middle of my job. But okay, I didn't understand what was she going back telling him for him to be basically threatening my boss through me. You know, I didn't do anything to deserve that. I didn't look out for this girl. She done called out so many times. I didn't let my office know. All of this is my fault. Trust me. I absolutely know that. But I'm still figuring this world out. I'm young. I don't know anything. Yeah, I took the supervisor role too fast. I was really looking for the money. I wasn't really looking forward to the responsibility. That's me being immature as again. I was being way too friendly, and I should have been more stern with certain things instead of just letting stuff fly. Cause I'm a cool supervisor. I don't want anybody to not like me, but me being cool still ended up getting me beat up and me losing my job because of it. Like, you know. So okay, she leaves work. I sent her a text message. She has an iPhone, so it shows me when she has received it. She receives any other text messages I give her. So I text her letting her know that she cannot come back to the site. She is now being put on administrative hold, and my boss is George, who she knows, has his number and everything, is going to be mailing you a check in the mail. No call, no text. I had a bad feeling the whole entire weekend. Monday came, it was just hell. Like, shit hit the fan. Like, you know, she's there flagging. I don't know why. She's like, oh, am I not supposed to be there? Mind you, someone was there and my boss was there. He came from upstate so he could come down and rectify a situation that happened over the weekend with one of the security guards. And I don't work the weekend, so I don't know what happened. But I was a little late because my car caught a flat on the highway. So I was like about half an hour to almost an hour late. I finally made it there, and my boss is like, yeah, Vivian's here. Like, why is she here? And I'm like, I don't know. I fired her. I texted her and told her, like, she's fired. I don't know why she's here. So me and him is talking in front of the job, and she comes up to us, and she's like, am I not supposed to be here? And I'm like, no. And he's like, yeah, Freeman sent you a text message. She's like, I didn't receive it. I didn't get anything. And I'm like, so I opens my phone, and I'm like, this is the text message. She was like, but I didn't get that. My phone is off. I don't have any money. How am I supposed to pay my bill when I'm not even getting paid from here? Still running the same shit. Now, mind you, I'm feeling bad for her the whole time because I'm like, she's not getting paid and we're also firing her. Like, I don't want to fire this girl, but I have to because you literally walked off site. It's like you're pushing it. Every week you're doing something and then you finally just did the grand finale. You like walked off site. I have to fire you now. Like, you know? And it wasn't even saying that. My boss right there, George, he's like, Vivian, what are you getting so upset at her for? It's not her that's firing you. It's me. I told her to do it. I said, exactly. She was like, oh, but this is not fair. Just starts crying and making this big ass fucking ignorant ghetto scene in front of the fucking job. So she walks off talking or whatever on the phone. And it's the end of the day and she's like running around the job. Oh, you smoke marijuana. What you do is sit in your car. Da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I had to just lick my lip. What the fuck is going on? Like, why are you doing this? This is not gonna get you another job. Why do us black people do this to each other? Like, and it's not even me firing you. It's this man right here. Like, oh my God. It was like the projects. Like, I was in the middle of the projects. Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on at all. So I'm like, you could just leave. Like, can you just leave before we call the police? Because I don't want the cops to come and you have a warrant for your arrest and shit and all this. I knew that and I still hired you. Like, I don't know. Something's wrong with me. Anyways, so my boss ends up going upstairs to talk to the big boss. And because, you know, she's having this big hissy fit. Oh, you can change stuff in the computers. I'm telling them. I'm showing them. And I'm like, do what you want to do. It doesn't matter. You're still not going to have your job back at the end of the day. Like, what are you getting out of this? Me getting fired too? Do you think you're going to get your job back if you get me fired? I don't understand. But anyways, she ended up leaving. Well, going into the office, talking to them or whatever. I didn't give a fuck. I was just doing my job as I was supposed to do. People around the site is like, yo, she's crazy. Yo, don't go over there. Yo, she's loud. I can hear her literally on the other side of the site, like, yelling and shit. Ghetto. just a ghetto mess. So anyways, it's the end of the day. It's about 3:30, probably like 3:10 to 3:30, around that time. And here he comes, Randy, coming out the elevator. You know, I hired his niece, you know. So he come out the site and he's feeling some sort of way, like, yeah, these motherfuckers is firing my niece because they didn't want to pay her and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, huh? That's, why? That don't even sound legal. Like, that's not legal. That's not making sense. Can you please? Because he's been doing this all day, throughout the day, but I just didn't pay any mind to him. So I finally had the, you know, courage to basically say, yo, like, if you're gonna tell people why she's getting fired, that she's getting fired, at least tell them the truth. Don't lie. Make it seem like that's what's going on. I've hired 5-6 people, and she's the first person that had difficulty filling out a fucking W-4 form. 37. She's the oldest person I hired too. Like, I didn't understand that. Whatever. So he's like, yo, you shut the fuck up, and I'ma get my niece to fuck you up. And I'm like, what? Your niece already knows what it is. So then he's like, what? And beats the living shit out of me. Now, a week prior to that, like I said in the last video, he had came up to me and said, oh, if he catches my boss, and he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that. My boss is around, like, in his early 20s. He looked like he just came out the military. I'm talking about broad shoulders and everything, and he has the military haircut. Like, he definitely has been to the army or the military, some type of militant, you know, he has some type of militant in him. So I'm like, why don't you attack him? Why you attacking me? At the time, my ex just died. You know, he got hit off his motorcycle. I was dealing with a lot with my family, you know, and I was going through a lot, so I lost like 20 pounds. I was literally 85 pounds, and this man threw me around like I was a fucking rag doll. Like, seriously, like a fucking rag doll. So now I'm dealing with sending him to jail, and his name is Randy Hampton. He's 55 years old. He keeps claiming that he's on parole. He's just, oh, I'm on parole, but I looked deeper into it, and I tried to call his parole officer to let them know what happened, because I just didn't understand how he got arrested and didn't stay, and you're on parole. You should have stayed in jail. But like most of these niggas do out here, they stunt in front, and they just can't stop doing that. Like, that's just something that they like to live in the past. Like, yeah, he must have been that nigga back in the 80s, but this is 30 years later. Like, you have fallen off completely, you know what I'm saying? So that was nasty work. Black on black crime, as always. Like, and it was a black man on a woman. I didn't even know him like that. Me and him was cool, but for him to put his hands, to feel comfortable, I was never comfortable around him. Let me scratch that. I know him. He told me everything about his lifestyle, okay? But I never felt comfortable to the point where I would tell him, or I wouldn't even feel comfortable enough to put my hands on him, to touch him, to give him a hug. You know what I'm saying? If anything, it was a dap, or what's up, like, you know, like something like that. But it was I was never comfortable with him as far as that being physical. So for him to feel comfortable as far as putting his hands on me, I don't know if that was a valid, like, he wanted to feel victorious for, oh, his niece is getting fired and he needs to do something about that, because I don't know, maybe he feels like he has something to do with her getting fired. I don't know. But it was just like, you should have just let her get fired, do your job, find out really what happened, and then do what you have to do. You didn't even find out what happened. This girl must have been going back telling him that I'm firing her because she didn't get paid, which wasn't the case at all. She called out 4 times within 4 weeks. Literally, she worked 4 weeks. Friday, she started on Friday and got fired 1, 2, 3 Fridays later, because every week she was calling out. And it wasn't even for nothing validated. Like, oh, I got a hangover. Oh, I can't find a babysitter. When you just told me that your son doesn't go to school, he doesn't work, he doesn't do anything but sit in the house all day. Once I sensed that she was taking me, like, for a ride, I had to start putting my foot down. And that took the last week, the week of her getting fired. So I'm just saying, like, when they say out here the black woman is definitely the most unprotected, that's definitely a fact. I didn't do anything to deserve that, and I'm saying this straight into the camera. I did not do anything to deserve that, but be a sweet fucking person. They was using me. They use their strong mentality, their ghetto mentality against me. I'm not into that. I really wish it could have. I really wish her the best. Her name is Vivian Hampton. I wish her the best. I wish Randy Hampton the best, even though he will be going to jail for a year. I don't wish bad on nobody. I don't even want him to go to jail for a year. I really was pushing for 3 months, but he didn't want to take the 3 months. And I don't understand why wouldn't you want to take the 3 months? You're an ex-felon. They're going to give me anything I ask for. But now since we have to take it to trial and let the government decide and the courts decide what's right and appropriate for your ass, they're going to give you a year. I asked for 3 months. They're going to give you a year. So that's the end of my video. I really just put this video out there because I just want people to know that bad things do happen at work, but never let it deter you. Never let it discourage you. Keep going for what you want. Right now I'm site safety. You know what I mean? I got my glasses and all that shit. I'm good. I don't need to worry about anything. My life got a little better after that. You know what I mean? It was like I let demons out of my life. And I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy, but I'm happy because I like my job a little bit better. But that job was really consistent of me doing extra work. You know, this job is paying me more and I'm not doing as much as I was doing last time. You know, so you go through things, don't let it change you is what I'm trying to I was raised with morals, values, and I'm going to stick with that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to let no one change the way I am, or I'm going to be a bitch from now on. I'm going to be a more stern and strict supervisor, yes, but I'm not going to be a bitch. You know, some people let the shit change how they are, and I'm not doing that. Peace to my people, black, white, don't matter what you are. I just want everybody to live a happy life.